Sergio Perez's Formula One career was supposed to be over. Red Bull showed him the door. The paddock moved on. Even the most optimistic fans accepted that Checo's time at the pinnacle of motorsport had come to an end. But according to multiple well-placed sources, Perez isn't just coming back. He's about to make one of the most shocking returns in modern F1 history. And the team he's joining? Nobody saw this coming. What I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about the 2026 grid, driver contracts, and the power moves happening behind closed doors during this summer break. Because while everyone was focused on Mercedes and Russell's contract drama, Cadillac just pulled off the signing of the decade. Let's rewind to December 2024. Red Bull's decision to part ways with Sergio Perez sent shockwaves through the paddock, but not for the reasons you might think. According to Thomas Mayer, who broke this story and has maintained reliable ties with Red Bull for years, the Mexican driver had scored just over a third of the points tally of Max Verstappen in that final season. The narrative was clear: Perez was finished. The recency bias from his struggles at Red Bull painted him as a driver past his prime. But here's where the story gets interesting and where the F1 world got it completely wrong. This season, despite not having a seat, Perez's stock has actually risen massively. As reported by Planet F1, his two replacements at Red Bull, Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda, have struggled for both pace and consistency. Even more telling, Verstappen's performances have started to drop as 2 years of upgrades made the RB20 less and less stable. Suddenly, what looked like Perez's failure was being seen in a completely different light. He wasn't the problem. He was the fall guy for a team making very bad decisions. But here's what makes this story even more incredible. While everyone was writing off Perez's F1 future, one team was quietly watching, analyzing, and preparing to make a move that would shock the entire paddock. And the timing? It's absolutely perfect. At first glance, Cadillac choosing Perez seems like a safe, predictable move. New team, experienced driver, it's Formula 101, right? According to Cadillac team principal Graham Loudon, they've been contacted by a long list of very, very good drivers since their entry was confirmed in March. But this isn't just about finding any experienced driver. As reported in the sources, this is about something much bigger. Cadillac's debut season will be under a global spotlight. They can't afford a rookie struggling to adapt. They need someone proven, someone with podiums, race wins, and the experience to guide a brand new team through the chaos of an F1 season. Perez checks every box. Over a decade in Formula One, multiple wins, and perhaps, most importantly, a massive fan base across North and Latin America. From Cadillac's perspective, this wasn't just a driver signing. It's a marketing masterstroke. But there's something else happening here that goes far deeper than just finding a good driver or expanding into new markets. Because what I haven't told you yet is why Cadillac chose now to announce this deal, and more importantly, what this reveals about their true ambitions for 2026. The timing isn't coincidental, it's strategic brilliance. Here's where this story becomes fascinating. According to the sources, the official announcement isn't set to happen until Monza on September 2nd, one of the most iconic venues in F1. But here's the key detail everyone's missing. Cadillac isn't just planning a driver announcement, they're planning a statement. Think about it, revealing the deal at Monza with its global media attention and passionate tifosi guarantees maximum impact. As one source put it, this ensures Cadillac gets the biggest possible stage for their big news. But why does a new team need such a massive stage? Because Cadillac isn't entering F1 to be a backmarker. Their entry is backed by General Motors, a giant with resources to invest heavily. Partnering with Ferrari for power units means they're starting with proven technology. And here's the crucial part. They're arriving in 2026, the same year as massive regulation changes. Former Red Bull sporting director Jonathan Wheatley, who worked closely with Perez, revealed something telling when asked about the Mexican's return. I really enjoyed working with Checo. He's a great personality, great attitude to life, full stop. I have no doubt about his pace and his speed. But Wheatley said something else that reveals Cadillac's true strategy. I don't think it's much of a barrier that he's had a bit of time off between driving a Formula One car, because when you know how to do that, you know how to do it. But the Perez signing is just the beginning, because what's happening with Mercedes and George Russell right now proves that Cadillac's timing isn't just good, it's perfect, and it's about to trigger a domino effect that will reshape the entire driver market. While Cadillac was securing Perez, Mercedes found themselves in an impossible position. According to the sources, speculation around Max Verstappen's future over the past 6 months caused serious discomfort in Russell and Antonelli's camps. When Verstappen confirmed he'd stay at Red Bull until at least 2028, it ended Toto Wolff's very public pursuit. But here's the problem for Russell. Verstappen's Red Bull contract has performance clauses. If Red Bull struggles with their new engine in 2026, Verstappen will likely head elsewhere, probably taking his pick of the best performing teams. This leaves Russell in limbo. As Russell himself said before the summer break, what is in the interest of both parties, really? What do I want from this as much as what do Mercedes want? There has obviously been a bit of a unique situation we found ourselves in over these last 6 months. The message was clear. Russell wants a long-term deal, but Mercedes probably prefers a 1-year contract, leaving them free to sign Verstappen if the opportunity arises. This creates a fascinating scenario. With Perez's seat at Cadillac now spoken for and Mercedes unwilling to commit long-term to Russell, we could see a complete reshuffling of the top driver market. Russell even hinted at looking elsewhere, saying, "The fact is, from my side, I want to win. That is the only thing I care about. And that for me is the most important thing about my future." And this brings us to the most intriguing part of this entire saga, because Cadillac still has one more seat to fill, and the name being whispered in the paddock isn't who you'd expect. The second signing could be even more shocking than Perez. According to the sources, Valtteri Bottas remains a strong favorite for that second Cadillac seat. The 10-time race winner, currently Mercedes' third driver, even posted a cryptic video next to a Cadillac road car last month, asking, "Do we like this seat?" But since then, silence. Other names linked include former Sauber driver Zhou Guanyu, Aston Martin reserve Felipe Drugovich, and if Cadillac wants an American driver, 20-year-old Jack Crawford, who's having his best Formula 2 campaign with 7 podiums including 3 wins. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. Perez's return isn't just about one driver or one team. It's about redemption, second chances, and the unpredictable nature of Formula One. As the sources noted, humans are hardwired to root for comeback stories. Think Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso. The 2026 regulation changes create the perfect opportunity. In a brand new era, the playing field becomes more level. If Cadillac nails their car design, Perez could go from a year off to fighting for podiums again. So here's what we're watching for. The official Monza announcement in September, Cadillac's second driver signing, and most importantly, whether this comeback story becomes a legacy-defining moment or a cautionary tale. The evidence suggests Cadillac isn't just entering F1, they're planning to dominate. Perez isn't just getting a second chance, he's getting a platform to rewrite his entire narrative. And Formula One isn't just getting an 11th team, it's getting a potential new powerhouse. What do you think? Will Perez prove his doubters wrong with Cadillac? Can a new team really challenge the established order from day one? And who do you think deserves that second seat alongside him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to stay ahead of every major F1 development, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because if this Cadillac story taught us anything, it's that in Formula One, the most shocking moves happen when you least expect them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.